started. I think that Davide, you can start with the demo, please. Thank you.
Thank you. So, okay. Here we are. Hello, welcome. I'm going to introduce you the new functionalities in version 2 of COPSI, which we recall stands for Copernicus Space Components Interface and is meant to be the new front-end for collaborative DHS. I'll briefly touch on the main concept that define COPSI, and then we'll go on with a live demo of the software. Until now, DHS users accessed the Copernicus data via the Data Hub software, which provided its own API and graphical user interface. In the collaborative context, the DHS consortium is providing a new solution for data retrieving and distribution, which will be the GSS that is going to replace the DOS in the future. Here comes COPSI, a new graphical user interface for all CSC services which share the same ICD. In this way, the same user interface can be configured to point to a GSS or, for example, a PRIP. Here you can see that the user access to COPSI and its services communicate to an external authorization service and a remote CSC service. The first COPSI version, released in February, matched DHS4, and the developed features were product search with the support of simple query by name, the found product list display, the possibility to download the desired products, and the footprint visualization on the world map. The DHS5 with COPSI version 2, which has just been released in May, is bringing advanced search with date, mission, and attribute filter, the geographical search, the OData filter output visualization, the zoom to map feature, product details, and footprint customization and selection. The DHS6, scheduled for July, will bring OData filter builder for more advanced possibilities, multiple filter selection, customized layer switcher, and multiple product details panel. I'll show you now some screenshots about the new features of this new version of the software. The user management is placed into the user menu here and presents, when configured from the COPSI administrator, two buttons to edit the user profile and to change the password. The aforementioned advanced search menu appears clicking on the button next to the text input here. I show you how the new features work after this brief presentation. The OData filter output is right below the search bar and shows how the various filters will translate to the OData protocol to perform our search. And this is how the geographical search will look like. And it can be performed anytime just by drawing on the map, using the buttons on the right toolbar, or via the context menu. The zoom to map feature just happens when the user clicks on the relative product button in the product list, spotting the relative footprint on the map. In the same way, clicking on the details button here, we show the product relative details panel. There is now a default customization that assigns different colors to different missions, as you can see. And this feature can be furthermore customized, adding other colors for different attributes. Let's go on with a live demo. Here we are. As we land on COPSI, we have to sign in. So clicking on the suggested button will lead us to the authentication service. In this case, it is ClickLock. And after entering our credential, we are redirected to the COPSI main page. In the user menu, we find, which is here, we find the username and its relative roles. And as we said, if it is configured by the COPSI admin, there is the edit profile button and the change password button that will bring us to the user preferences page managed by ClickLock. In the settings menu, as in the first release, we can still choose between a 3D globe visualization and a bidimensional Mercator view. And we can also choose which map style to visualize between these. Let's talk about the various ways to filter a search. As in the first COPSI release, we can use simple text input to type our filter, which, if left empty, equals to an empty filter. So all of the products present in the catalog will be shown. What we can write here in the search bar filter input is everything that is compliant with the Copernicus space component of data ICD. So, for example, starts with name S2. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Equals to a search where all the names that starts with these two charters are found. We see that the search filter output is the same as we wrote up, because we wrote in the OData protocol. But we can also have facilitation. We can have also a facilitation here that is the asterisk wildcard. So the same can be written simply in this way. As you can see in the search filter output, this is translated with the same OData protocol. We can also go on and, for example, write this. You see that in the OData filter output, the two searches are linked with an AND logical operator. So we have starts with S2 and contains L2A using 2 asterisks in this case. In this release, we also have the possibility to set more advanced search filters. The advanced search panel can be accessed from this menu icon. When it is clicked, it will hide the product list, as you see. On the top of the panel, there are the ordering choices. So here we can order by publication date or by sensing date. And we can sort the product list in the descending order or ascending order. Below that, there are the date filters. One for the sensing date, the first one, starts and stop, and another for the publication date. We can just click here and we have a calendar where we can put our dates. And you see that in the search filter output, the filter is filled. If we want to clear the advanced search, we can click on the bin button. Okay. The following filters. Oh, sorry, I don't know. The following filters are divided per mission, as you see here, and configurable per attribute. So COPSI has a default presets of attribute. These are the attributes for Sentinel-2, for Sentinel-1, etc. And the list could be easily changed. So clicking on the mission button, for example, this one, Sentinel-1, will activate the filter for that mission, and we can confirm that by looking at the filter output here. The filters we had dealing with one mission will be chained by an AND logical operator. So, for example, if we set this filter and select, for example, a product type, you see that they are linked with AND logical operator. And instead, different mission filters will be linked by OR logical operator, as you see here. Okay. Another useful feature added in this release is a geographical search. So let me clear the filter, sorry. The geographical search menu appears simply by clicking with the right mouse button on the map, and we can see a context menu. But we also added a minimal version of this toolbar in the right side of the screen, which can be set to be hidden or visible by setting a flag in the configuration file. Actually, is visible by default. With this tool, it's possible to draw a rectangle or a polygon. In both cases, users just have to click sequentially with the left mouse button. The rectangle needs 2 points to be drawn. So click the first one, then click the second. While the polygon is ready when the user, after drawing at least 3 points, clicks again on the first vertex. So for example, we can do this. When I click on the first vertex, the polygon is ready. The polygon color change confirms that the polygon is valid, together with the output filter frame, which is filled with the relative OData translation of the polygon coordinates. The OData geofilter part is obviously linked to the other files with an AND logical operator. We can perform a search. We can see that different products are found. The polygon we have drawn can be modified too. For example, we can drag the area to move it on the map, or dragging a simple vertex to change the shape. As you can see here, as soon as the drag is completed, the output filter is immediately updated. We have the new coordinates, and we can perform a new search. Of course, the same applies to the plane view. The polygon is still here, and we can modify it. The user can always cancel the shape and the relative OData filter by clicking on the bin button in the geographical search menu, here or here. Or you can just click the escape keyboard button. This will delete the polygon too. Then let me search for S1 products, for example. When we hover on the products list, in the relative footprints will highlight in the map, as you see. In the same way, if we hover on the footprints, the relative products in the list will be highlighted. Often there can be a situation like this, where more footprints are in the same place. So to facilitate the choice of the product, when clicking with the left mouse button on some footprints, a list of the underlying products appears, from which we can click on the one we are looking for to spot the product on the list. This way. Once we find our product in the list, we can click on the Zoom to Map feature button, to spot on its position, this way or this way, and we can open the product details panel. As you can see, when the details panel is visible, the relative product frame borders and the footprints are colored in blue. In the detailed view, we can see the name of the product as an header of the frame. And below, if present, there is a bigger version of the image preview. In case it isn't present, there will be a placeholder text to inform the user. Following, there are two frames. The first contains the properties, which are common for every mission, while the other contains a list of mission-specific attributes, which can be configured by the COPSI admin. If needed, each value in the table can be selected with a triple-click mouse, copied and pasted elsewhere. On the right in the header, there are two buttons. The first is useful if the user has scrolled the product list and wants to spot again on the product described in this panel. It will be bring back. When the user wants to close the detail panel, can click on the second button here, or on the same icon inside the product frame. And you can look for other products, open the details panel. And I think that's all for this live demo. So Elisabetta, you can continue.
Thank you, Davide. Thank you, Davide, for the demo. I don't know if user have some question. That no question. Okay. In any case, I remain available for question and support also offline via mail or via Jira, and I will share after the meeting the registration performance. Thank you again for participating in the meeting. Thank you to Alia for the demo. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.